What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy Russell Mack. Guess what? It's old school Sunday time. I hope you're ready. I got two great fragrances for you. We're gonna make up for last Sunday. All right, so listen, stick around. Meet me on the other side of the clip. Let me get my coffee. I'm at Starbucks. Get my coffee. And we're gonna talk frags after that, all right? See y'all. Welcome back, family. I'm back. I'm ready to preview, and today we're going to do two fragrances. We're going to make up for last Sunday. I didn't record last Sunday. You guys know I had death in my family, and I was dealing with all of that. Okay, but today I'm going to try to make up and talk about two fragrances. One of the fragrances came out in 1982, and the other one 1978, and they are all both of them are great fragrances in their time, nostalgic, and they ruled in the era that they came out. Okay, got my coffee, just getting back from Starbucks and Albertsons, did a little shopping, went to Macy's. You know, I got some great Macy's finds, and I'll be doing those previews in days to come. But today, if you are new to Solomon's Vineyard, if you like content like this, why don't you consider becoming a part of the Solomon's Vineyard family? Okay, why don't you first subscribe, hit the subscribe button, then your notification bell, tap on all, okay, and it'll send a notification to your phone alerting you that Solomon Vineyard is on the air. Okay, I'm yours truly, Russell Mack. That's my name. Okay, you can also like the video, share, and comment in the comment thread below. Now, I love to hear about your scent of the day, any new finds of fragrances you found. If you are familiar with any of the fragrances I'm talking about, feel free to comment down below. You can find me on Facebook, all right, for fragrance post and for any other kind of fragrance post that I may come up with. I find new fragrances, cheap fragrances. I've gotten into my cheap zone. I'm really enjoying finding cheap gems. That's what I was working on in Marshall's today, and we'll talk about that more later. But today we're going to get off into some older fragrances that was around and that smelled good and still smell good. I feel that you can't have the new without the old. That's the foundation by which the fragrances we now smell started, okay, and were built. And I think a lot of ideas from the old fragrances were taken and used now in the new fragrances, okay? So I hope you guys are enjoying this segment. I hope you can check it out. I try to check out other YouTubers' video as much work as I have to do myself. I still try to watch my co-laborers' videos, and I'd like for you guys to do the same. If you are a YouTuber and you see my name in your comment thread, Solomon's Vineyard, I think, you know, you should also do the same for me. You know, it's kind of hard though when you're a content maker, fragrance previewer, to watch other videos, and yet I do it. I take some time out every night, every morning, and I watch a lot of videos. So, and I thank those of you who also are content creators for watching Solomon's Vineyard too. I appreciate you, I really do. So let's get into the preview. The first fragrance I want to talk about real quickly, I'm going to try not to spend much time on them, but these are fragrances that I love, and I thought I'd talk about this one today, and this is none other than Guy Laroche's Drakkar Noir, all right? This came out in 1982. Spray a little bit for you. This stuff is musky. The nose behind this fragrance is Pierre Warkney, okay? I'm spraying it in the air because I got something else on, so I didn't want to put it on skin. But what you get from this fragrance is lavender, lemon. There's a lot of notes, and I'm going to post the notes for Drakkar Noir and our other fragrance so that you guys can view the notes. But What you basically get from this fragrance is a beautiful opening of lemon and lavender with musks, a bunch of musk, because a lot of the fragrances from the 70s and 80s were high in musk, a lot of musk, and I believe it was natural musk, okay? Civet, deer musk, white musk, and it was natural. It was a lot more natural than it is now. And what you would find in a lot of the older fragrances and nostalgic fragrances is that the heavy musk scent. So what this fragrance here have is musk, although there's plenty of notes, carnation, rose, all of that is in this fragrance, but you mainly get lavender and lemon. They got lemon verbena. We know that note from Tres Nuits by Our Martha's. It's in that fragrance. You get musk, some floral components, some woody components. Man, this stuff is an 80s bomb. It's long lasting, it projects, it performs, tons of notes. Okay, one of the things I've noticed about the older fragrances from that era, from those eras, is that they use a lot of notes to comprise these fragrances, and this one is no exception. Draco Noir was very popular in the 80s. I wore it, my dad wore it, my uncle. A lot of my cousins, they wore this fragrance, and man, the sillage, the scent cloud and scent bubble you get from this fragrance is awesome. Particularly when it's a windy day, man, oh my God, it's beautiful. And I almost forgot how good this smells. This is a little bottle, 1 ounce. That's all I needed, just to remind me of the scent, just to take me back to the early 80s. I remember, and I was in school still. I graduated in '95, so I was still in school, but I was in the fragrances at that time. And I remember wearing this. I took it from my daddy. I did. I raided his dresser, and this was one of the ones he had up there, and I love it. Gala Roche's Draco Noir, and guess what? They're still selling. This stuff still goes. I think this one here was like maybe $19 if I'm not mistaken. $19, y'all. See? So, but I'm sure you can get it cheaper online, but I had to have it. To me, it's one of the gems, one of the nostalgic fragrances of the 80s that I know I needed to have. I love the older fragrances, and seems to me like though a lot of YouTubers have caught on to my idea, and they're having their old school segment. It may not be the same name, but they're doing the same thing. I know another previewer talks about 4 fragrances, forgotten fragrances, you know. So it's amazing though. I don't get no credit, amen. But it probably because my numbers. I mean, I got 117 subscribers, you know, and I'm climbing. But that's okay. It's okay. We all doing the same thing. We talking fragrances, you know. Yeah. But this is Draco Noir, musky, fresh. Has some floral nuances. I like it. It's not really heavy on the lemon. It's a great balance of notes. A great former. I can tell you now. I got about 10 hours, and was still going. It was still going. It was only around the 12-hour mark this stuff started to dry down. Okay. Now I know that, and when I talk about these older fragrances, keep in mind the formulations have changed a lot, okay? But this one still have its original smell. It doesn't have the power, because this stuff used to be. It's powerful now, you know. But it still smells good. It still does what it needs to do. You're gonna definitely get 5 hours. You're gonna get 6 hours, you know, considering the fragrances now in the late 2000s. This will outperform some of the newer fragrances, okay? Considering the formulations of fragrances now, okay? So I'm not gonna spend no more time on this. This is one we all know about. We've all heard about it. It's still around. So take, you know, if you see it, check it out. You know, get you a small bottle like this and give it a wear. See what you think, okay? So let's move on. This is Draco Noir by Guy Laroche. Now, last but not least, my second fragrance, which I had to, I stumbled on it. I was going through my scents, my fragrances in my collection, and I had to talk about this one. And this may be one of many times I'll talk about it, and it's none other than I had to talk about it. Ralph Lauren by Polo. This is the legendary Polo, the green bottle with the gold horse, the gold classic fragrance, classic top. I mean, this came out in 1978. I believe that collectors are still purchasing this fragrance. Everybody trying to find an older batch. This is an older batch. I can't remember what we looked it up and what I found, but it is old. It's closer to that era, okay? And I'm glad I got it. Juice is still full. Normally when I wear it, I only wear maybe 2, maybe 3 sprays. But this is a year-round fragrance, and you can read the notes as I post them. This fragrance here, what you mainly get, you got a lot of notes in this fragrance. You got carnation, tobacco, you got rose, you got leather, that famous pine needle note, and several others. But what you mainly get from this fragrance here is that pine, leathery, earthy, complex, gentlemanly, classy. That's this. This is a grown man fragrance here. It has that outdoorsy feel. You know, this is one that I can see a man with flannel on, flannel shirt, a polo flannel shirt out in the woods with some rustic jeans on and his boots, and they on the hiking trails. And this is what he would smell like. Oh God, man, it's so good. You got a complexity to this fragrance. After all of these years, this fragrance is still good. You can still get about 8 hours out of it. I know the formulation has changed, but this one is still close to the way we used to smell it back in the day. What a fragrance to preview on Old School Sunday. This is one that started it all. A lot of your fragrance, your green fragrances get its idea scent profile from this one. Come on, man. You know, you get that strong pine note. The Noir by Dre Carr has pine in it, but it's really strong in this fragrance, okay? The Corum that I have, it has I believe a pine needle note in it. You got tobacco and leather, rose. Those are my favorite notes in this fragrance. I love the tobacco, the rose, the leather from it, man. It's not a smoky type of leather. It's more of a regular leather smell. You know, it has that heaviness and weight of the leather. I love it. It's blended well with the pine needle, with all of the other notes, the florals that's in it, the carnation, the gardenia that's in it. I love that. I love when a house can take florals and mix them with other notes and make something beautiful where it's not overly floral. This one is not overly floral. This is super masculine. This stuff used to project 3 feet easy. You could get a whole day with performance. When the dry down, I know the opening of this fragrance put people off. I don't know why though, okay? But what you want to get to is that dry down, that heart with a pine in it. Man, when this stuff begin to dry down, you pick up nuances of pine and leather and tobacco all day long. Gentlemen, I can see this being dressed up with a suit, man, with no tie, just a button down. Nice suit, suede overcoat or leather overcoat with some gator boots or some croc boots. Say, man, with a fedora and his big Ford F-150, yeah, or the Ram truck. See that, y'all. Man, and you know, I still rock this. I still wear this every so often. This is not one of my girls' favorites, but for some reason, my daughter loves it. My little girls, they love this smell. I don't get it. I don't get these children today, but they like these masculine, powerful, beast mode performing fragrances. And Polo is a name. This green bottle, everybody know. 3-year-olds know. You show them this, they'll try to pronounce it. Polo by Ralph Lauren. Yes, it's been around, you know, for a very long time, and this is one I think it's gonna stay around. This stuff still fetch a pretty penny. I guarantee you. You still gonna pay $50 to $60 for it, okay? It's high, even online, okay? I don't know what it is about it. It's a staple scent. It's a scent that is recognizable. It has a level of integrity, a classy. It's a classy fragrance. It's powerful. Hey, you say Polo Green by Ralph Lauren, you making a statement, okay? So that's it, y'all. It's Polo by Ralph Lauren, the green bottle. 2 iconic fragrances, Draco Noir by Guy Laroche. And listen, you can purchase these. Get your hand. If you don't have them, get your hand on them, because they discontinue good stuff like this. Hard to find, or it's discontinued, okay? Listen, I'm through. Thank you guys for stopping by, for joining me, for checking out this segment of Old School Sunday. This has been my little preview, and I couldn't wait to get home or back to the hotel to finish, to get on these fragrances. And listen, I got some good stuff I found over at Marshall's, and I'll be coming back with that video later, all right? So, take care of yourself. I love you guys. Keep watching. Don't forget to like the video. Leave a comment down below. Tell me if you like Old School Sunday, and I'm going to keep it around if you do, all right? I got a lot of old school, nostalgic fragrances that came out. Y'all going to be surprised at some of the stuff I've located, okay? I'll do this for you guys because I love you, and I know you love fragrances. I know you like smelling good. And what I always tell you, when you smell good, you feel good. Amen? So, I'm getting out of here. I got to eat now. It's time to go. Take care of yourself. I love you. I'll see you next time for another fragrance preview. All right? Peace, family.